friends, and welcome back to Sunshine Strategies Radio, where we help families and communities stay informed, engaged, and empowered. This season, we are trying something a little bit differently, and we are going to bring you some special interview series focused on the candidates running in this year's primary. And since this is all time dependent and whether or not we can get candidates in and out, we're going to start in Illinois' 15th Congressional District. Now, elections shape the future of our schools, our economy, our healthcare, farms, and neighborhoods. And informed voters build stronger communities. Our goal today is simple: to create space for thoughtful, respectful conversations so that you can hear directly from the people asking for your vote. Each candidate was brought onto the episode and asked a few questions like, why did you decide to jump in the race? And we talk a little bit about how they plan to serve the people of Central and Southern Illinois. Here at Sunshine Strategies, we believe in democracy and that it works best when citizens have access to clear information and diverse perspectives. So whether you're a lifelong voter or preparing to cast your ballot for the very first time, this series was designed to help you better understand the choices before you in the Illinois Congressional District 15. And now let's get to our next candidate. All right, and welcome back to Sunshine Strategies Radio. This is our third interview in the Illinois 15th Congressional District. And I am so happy to introduce everyone to Kyle Nudo. Kyle, introduce us to yourself. Tell us a little bit about your campaign and why you decided to run.
Sure. Well, hi. Thank you for having me on board. I'm always happy to talk to people one-on-one like this. I've been knocking doors for months and months, and I find that the most engaging and best questions and best listening for me is done, one-to-one with people that, especially in this district, because it's been effectively abandoned and neglected by the current, representative for 3 terms. These people that I talk to, they just have so much on their plate, so much on their mind, and it's really great to hear from them. So I'm glad to meet you, and hopefully your listeners and watchers will reach out to both you and to me one-on-one. I'd love to come over for coffee and bring a yard sign, share a beer, whatever it is.
Yeah.
My name is Kyle Nudo, like you said, and I am from Alton. I was born in Joliet, but my mom and dad divorced when I was very young. My dad was a Marine. He was an attorney for the rest of his life in Cook and Will counties. But primarily, when my mom and dad divorced, in the late 70s, I'm just 54 years old. At that time, it was early in the divorce thing that, people did in those days.
Yeah, not everybody got a divorce at that time.
Right. And, they called it a broken home, even in those days was the term that people threw around. I think my mother, I say about my mom a lot. I've dedicated this race to my mother's memory. You can check out on the website. I have I think a very nice dedication to her there. But Carol Nudo, my mom, was very well known in Alton and in Madison County and throughout the state and the southern part of the state. She was executive director of Southwestern Illinois Easter Seals for the whole of my life. And, watching her and growing up, with this force of nature, this powerful feminist, this powerful liberal Democrat, fighting people like Phyllis Schlafly in Alton. If people remember her, she opposed the ERA. And,
I think
my mom
everybody
directly
should know a little bit more about Phyllis Schlafly and the disgrace that she really has brought upon the state of Illinois. Like, more people should know that story, but
and the harm that still lives with us today, that the Schlafly, In any case, I grew up with such a powerful example. Not only am I carrying my mother with me in this race, but, her values, still live on in me. And one of the reasons why I decided to do this, I am in the entertainment field. I'm, in arts and culture. like I started in nonprofit. My mom taught me how to run a nonprofit with Easter Seals, fundraising and board structure and dealing with shareholders and all of that. I've run 501c3 arts organizations in my life. And now I'm in the
God bless us. It is not easy.
You're right. God bless you. God bless anybody that's working in the nonprofit sector, because you're right. It ain't easy, and it is hard work every day, all day. There's 24/7 operating hours on our side, and it's always about making sure that the people that you're serving get what they need out of what you're doing. And I saw that example for, almost 20 years. We, Easter Seals served, with her district, she served every county south of Springfield. And so that was hundreds of thousands of folks. And so driving out to visit people if they had a late call or a need.
Or Evelyn, it doesn't take a genius to run for office. You just have to have purpose and a goal. So, all right. Well, I am so sorry. We started late and we keep chatting, but thank you so much, Kyle, for coming on. It has been a real pleasure getting to know you. And I look forward to seeing more from you on social media between here and the primary on March 17th. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kyle.